Welcome to the second term. I am Miss Alexander, your social studies teacher. Today, we are starting the new term by looking at the topic, rules and responsibilities. Our subtopics would be political and social controls of government. During this lesson, you may want to pay keen attention to some concepts used. Those include law and constitution. In this lesson, you will be given some taken away activities, and I encourage you to get those completed after our lesson. You may complete them either individually or you may seek assistance of someone else as you research the information. Now, let's get right into today's session. What are our objectives? Students should be able to 1. Define the term constitution, 2. Explain why laws are necessary, and 3. Understand that laws are necessary for the protection of all citizens. The Constitution. The Constitution is a collection of laws by which citizens and other persons visiting that country are governed. A constitution provides the basis for governance in a country by describing the basic principles of the state, structures, and processes of government. It determines how laws are made and details the process by which the government rules. The Constitution is essential in making sure that everyone's interests and needs are addressed. The fundamental rights of citizens in a constitution cannot be singly changed by any ordinary legislative act. Locally, we use the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, referred to as Chapter 101. It came into operation in October of 1980. According to Section 3 of our Constitution, it says that the Constitution is the supreme law of Guyana. Let's take a closer look at the Constitution and see what the features are. A Constitution is a set of fundamental legal political rules that 1. Are binding on everyone in the state, including ordinary lawmaking institutions. 2. Concern the structure and operations of the institutions of government, political parties, and the rights of citizens. 3. Are based on widespread public recognition and acceptance. 4. Are harder to change than ordinary laws. It contains what are called, for example, saved laws, and so the Constitution is not easily amended as some of our other laws. 5. As a minimum, meet the internationally recognized criteria for a democratic system in terms of representation and human rights. I encourage you, if you would like to have a closer look at what the Constitution of Guyana looks like, go on to the Ministry of Legal Affairs website and you would be able to download a copy of Guyana's Constitution. Take a look at it, see what your fundamental rights are as citizens. Now, let's move on to looking at what laws are. A law is a set of rules created by state institutions which make laws through the authority of the state. They are enactments of rules that bind all people living in a community and therefore governs the lives of citizens. The laws have sanctions which are recognized by the state and enforced by state bodies. Some of the important factors in lawmaking are 1. The authority of the state is needed. 2. Only certain institutions can make law, and we're going to discuss that in just a few seconds. 3, the institutions to make laws have been given the authority to do so. So no one institution can take it upon themselves to make law or even to sanction. 4, sanctions exist for breaking the law. And 5, the sanctions are imposed by those given the authority by the state to do so. Laws are necessary because they protect our general safety and ensure our rights as citizens against abuses by other people, by organizations, and by the government itself. Now, we have local laws that provide our general safety. These exist at the local, state, and national levels. So, I have a question for you. Can you name things that law seeks to protect us from or ensure our general safety? Think about it. Think about our everyday life as a people, as we move on the roads. Think about the things that you may consume and you eat. Think about everything and see if there may be any laws that seek to protect us. All right, good try. Here are a few to consider. Take these off if you would have thought about them or if you might have jotted them down. There are laws that protect us regarding dangerous driving. For example, that can be found in the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act, Chapter 5102. There's also laws protecting us from theft. There is the Criminal Law Offences Act, Chapter 801. There's also law protecting us concerning our food safety. For example, there is the Food and Drugs Act, Chapter 3403. There are also laws that pertains to child abuse, domestic violence, and sea defense. So you see, there's so many laws that ensures our general safety as people and citizens of Guyana. I encourage you to go on and do your own little bit of research. So this is your other takeaway activity. Go do your research. Check again on the Ministry of Legal Affairs website and you would be able to see a list of laws. So let's move on with the lesson. And this is a key point that I would like for all of us to note as we are at this juncture. It must be noted that the law is impartial and wrongdoers must face the consequences of breaking the law. This means that whether an individual, group of individuals, celebrity, or an ordinary man in the street breaks the law, they must suffer the consequences. When we looked at the judiciary branch of government under the central government in grade 8, we learned that the judiciary is responsible for trying legal matters or cases in the court of law. When laws are broken, a person can be charged and taken before the court. In concluding today's session, here are a few things that I would like for you to remember. Remember that 1, the Constitution is a collection of laws by which citizens and others who come to the country are governed. The fundamental rights of citizens in a constitution cannot be singly changed by any ordinary legislative act. 3. Some general features of the Constitution are: it is binding on everyone in the state. including ordinary lawmaking institutions or a general man in the street. It is based on widespread public recognition and acceptance. And another feature is that it is harder to change than ordinary laws. Number 4, laws are necessary because they protect our general safety and ensure our rights as citizens against abuse by other people, organizations, and even by the government. And our 5th and final point, since law is impartial, the lawbreaker must face the consequences by being charged and taken before the court. Well, students, this has brought us to the end of today's session. There is so much we can learn about rules and responsibilities, and I look forward to this learning experience with all of you. Do remember to complete the activities that were given. Go, search the web. There is so much for you to learn out there. Make your jottings and note them. Remember that you may also seek assistance from someone else who may know quite well about the area. We will continue to look at political and social controls of government in our next session. I am Miss Alexander saying bye for now and see you in the next session.